Hi, my name is Josh Fry and I'm a sports coaching student at the University of Central Lancashire. During this presentation I will be briefly explaining what international development and aid is and using sporting examples. So what is international development? I see international development as taking place on an international scale with a number of multiple governments and organisations contributing. However, the best definition I have found is as follows. International development is a wide concept concerning the level of development on an international scale. It is the basis for international clarifications such as developed country, developing country and least developed country. Aid and its origins. After researching aid, it has been extremely difficult to come up with one single definition for the word, but I have come up with a summary of aid. Aid is a voluntary and unconditional transfer of tradable goods from one country to another who is in need of it, usually those with lack of resources such as food and water, and this means they are unable to live a healthy and effective life. Now we know what aid is, do we know where in the world right now it is happening? As you can see from figure 1, these are the top 10 recipients of Official Development Assistance or ODA in the world as of December 2004. After researching why these countries are in the top 10, I have found that over 15 million people are living on under $1 a day in Ethiopia, meaning that they are unlikely to meet the demands of living. Bangladesh are another country that are in the top 10, and they have close to just 44 million people living on under $1 a day. As of 2016, a decade later, still 13% or just over 21 million of Bangladesh's population are still living on under $1 a day. So where does aid actually originate from? Well, way back, European colonial powers used funds to support their dependencies in terms of education and health. Aid was also used after both world wars to help countries and their people get back on their feet. The Marshall Plan took aid to a new level. From 1948 to 1951, the USA shipped food, fuel, machinery and money to European countries to help them get back on their feet after World War II. Aid was actually supposed to be a temporary arrangement and was never actually intended about development. Despite this, in 2000, the United Nations attempted to bring about consensus to global development by producing the 8 Millennium Development Goals that were to be achieved by 2015. Over the coming slides, we are going to be taking a look at these goals and how they are aiding development. The first goal is to eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. An example of this happening was, according to Burnett 2005, in Asia, the number of people with an income of less than $1 a day has fallen near to 250 million between 1990 and 2001. The second goal is to achieve universal primary education. An example of this being done in 2001, state governments introduced an initiative called midday meals within Indian schools, aiming to improve the nutritional status of poor children and to ensure a better school enrollment rate. The third goal is to promote gender equality and empowering women. An example of this being done recently is providing secondary school stipends for girls in Bangladesh. This programme in Bangladesh has provided money directly to girls and their families to cover their tuition and other costs, on the condition that they enrol in secondary school and remain unmarried until the age of 18. The result of this has been, by 2005, girls accounted for 56% of secondary school enrolment in the areas covered by this programme, compared to 33% in 1991. The next goal is to reduce child mortality. An example of this being done successfully, according to Liu et al. 2012, is between 2000 and 2010, the global number of deaths in children younger than 5 decreased by 2 million, and with most child survival strategies being implemented between 2010 and 2015, such as access to better nutrition, this number is expected to continue to decrease. Goal 5 is to improve maternal health. Nanda et al. 2005 has said that investing in female education and poverty reduction has helped decrease the rates of maternal deaths. For example, in Honduras 1990 it was estimated that there was 182 maternal deaths per 100,000 live births, but this was improved to 108 per 100,000 7 years later because of new birthing facilities being built and better training for nurses. Goal 6 is to combat HIV, AIDS, malaria and other diseases. For example, the organisation Right to Play now educate the children they coach to wash their hands before eating. Children who are put on these programmes are less likely to catch said diseases. According to the World Health Organization 2011, the number of AIDS-related deaths worldwide is steadily decreasing from a peak of 2.2 million in 2005 to an estimated 1.8 million in 2010. Goal number 7 is to ensure a sustainable environment. For example, this means creating an environment to live in that is consistent and healthy. In 2015, the US were donating $91.784 billion towards aid to help the development of less fortunate countries. The last MDG is develop a global partnership in development. An example, according to KID 2008, in recent years national and international sports organisations, governments and non-governmental organisations, NGOs, universities and schools have conducted programmes in low and middle income countries of the first world to assist sports development. That concludes this presentation of international development and aid. I hope it was informative for you and thank you for watching.